This is part 3 of a 4-part video series designed for faculty members who are new to Holy Names University. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at how to add a personal touch to your course by including a photograph and a brief bio of yourself. This is really good for hybrid and definitely for online courses and for face-to-face. Before your students even come to class, they can know about you. And it just adds that personal touch or humanize the course. This tutorial is divided into 3 sections. The first thing that we're gonna do is add a new content area link to the left navigation menu. Then we're gonna move that link under the homepage link. Then after that, we're gonna use the image build content tool to upload a photograph of yourself and a short bio. Let's get started. As I've mentioned in previous tutorials, the easiest way to get to Blackboard is from the general HNU website, which is www.hnu.edu. Hover over the Faculty and Staff tab, and then you'll see Blackboard. Once you click on Blackboard, you do your username, which is usually your last name, and your password is the same password that you use for email. So I'm going to enter my password. Then you click on Login. Then you search for your course under My Courses, and the course that I'll be using today is my CEDA practice course. Then what I'm going to do is that the first thing that we're going to do is create a new content area. To do that, we're going to hover over this plus. It's also called an add menu item. And then we're going to click on content area. We're going to give our content area name. This one, I'm going to call it Meet Your Professor. Then you have to make sure you check Available to Users, and then we're going to click on Submit. Notice what happens. As soon as I created Meet Your Professor, it goes to the bottom of the menu. Everything you create in Blackboard goes to the bottom, but you want students to see that as one of the first things. So once you hover over, you notice right here that you have a double pointed arrow, and then when you hover more, it changes to a 4-pointed arrow. We're going to left click and hold, and then we're going to drag it to where we want it. And I want it to be under the home page. So far we've added the content area. We called it Meet Your Professor, and then we move the content area up to on the home page. The next thing that we're going to do is, now that we've created our content area called Meet Professor, we're going to click on it. And then if you notice in my last tutorial when we looked at the syllabus content area, you also had access to build content, assessments, tools, and partner content. This tab menu you'll find in every content area. It's not just unique to the syllabus content area. So what we're going to do now, we're going to hover over build content. Then we're going to create, on the create, we're going to click on image. Give your image a name. For me, I'm going to call it Professor Fowling. Then for alt text, which means alternate text, you want to use that for accessibility purposes. So I'm going to put photograph of instructor, of professor. And then in the long description right here, this is where you'd put a brief bio of yourself. And I have some text that I already copied, so I'm just going to paste it here. And it just says, I look forward to facilitating your learning experience this semester. Then you can share with your students how many years experience you have, or just anything. You can even add your hobbies. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to, under Find File, we're going to click on Browse My Computer. And then I have a picture of myself that I loaded. And I'm going to just do names to try to find that picture. Right, so it's my graduation picture. So I've browsed and I've uploaded that. Then when we come to dimensions, we're going to click on custom. The reason why we want to do custom, if we do original, it's going to be really big. So one dimension that we can work with is 250 by 250. And you can always play with this a little bit to see which dimension you prefer, but 250 by 250 will give you a nice size. For border, feel free, you can add one border for now I'll just put 4, or you can leave it as none. Opening a new window, all that thing you can just leave as is. Add alignment to content, you can leave as is. Standard options, all this totally up to you. Permit users to view this content, leave it as yes. And then when you're finished, you can click preview to see, are you comfortable with it? If not, you can go back, well, I'm comfortable with it. And then you can click on submit. And so here you have what it looks like. So when students come in your course, so say I go back to my course's homepage, your students will just need to click on Meet Your Professor, and then this is what they'll see. And remember, while you're in instructor mode, editing is on, but if you want to see what students will really see, you turn editing off. So notice that the areas that had that icon that was grayed out, I'm no longer seeing them here. Turn back editing on, and I get access. So that's the beauty about Blackboard. You can do stuff and you don't have to show it to your students just right away if you're not ready for it. So thank you for viewing the tutorial on adding a personal touch. Now that I'm done with Blackboard, I'm going to go to my power button and I'm going to log out. Thank you.